Hello everyone. This is a very serious video. It's so serious, it just got me stressed out like you wouldn't even believe. It's like my nipples are in clamps. Like I'm super serial right now. I didn't think that my shirt would be see-through, but here we are. And it's because I just gotta be so transparent. A new line of accusations have come out. And I need to preface this with a serious statement. But first, let me just get my nerves together. Oh, shooketh. So we all know that I have a long-standing problem with internet pedophiles and their friends who are really nasty as well. And with that end of it, I'm not even going to go into any of that, really. But I will say that in the description, you'll find the video that they seem to copyright strike a lot. Especially after, crying that that's an abuse of the system. But even lo and behold, Mr. Mark and Turkey Tom does the same thing. You can find all that there with all the evidence of them being creeps in 4K. Like, go ahead. That's on you. This video is a little different, but I have to preface it by kind of just making a statement from my community post that I put out today. And then we're going to get to the good part. Honestly, if a shred of proof was ever provided for the crazy shit that pedophile says, you know which one, Pistifer, I would be cooked. But when it's just retaliation for being proven to be a ditty and your only evidence is saying, I'm a trusted creepypasta author, those genuinely insane and arguably unrealistic, insanely convenient Redditor-derived accusations don't hold water. Your only supporters are mentally unwell children, groomed from eating disorder Twitter and self-harm Twitter, people praising 764 and Lolicon, and 2 people I've ousted from my community for illicit activity, and passing Facebook users. At 46 years old, it's time to log off, especially off the long-past-dead children's storytelling genre, creepypasta, that you call a playground. The kids don't need saving from Plague Moth's content. They need saving from a predator who is the only admin and a mod of r/creepypasta. So that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. I mean, I have seen some pretty nutty accusations, and it's funny how a couple people even just like roll with it, and it's just like word of mouth. If there was anything that held water over these years, especially of the things that have been said, and people surprisingly believe just because, they either trust this person or they have a predetermined hate for me, which is pretty common as well. Why? I have a lot of ways to piss people off. Even my progressiveness was a huge issue where a lot of my harassment started. But I'm not allowed to talk about that. But instead, I also put a thread out the other day that is still up and you can participate in, because honestly, I'll probably do this again. This is hilarious. Because I didn't expect such an overwhelming response from all of you in the community. But yeah, we're literally going to go over that. We're going to go over all of the horrible things that Plague Moth has done via the No Happy Endings community. As you know, we are... Plague Moth is an evil guy. I'm Moth. Okay, I'm against that guy. So we have to stop him from being sexy. We have to stop him, and he must be stopped. So I gathered all my evidence, and myself, he stole my girlfriend, and he stole my Arby's mozzarella sticks, and then he touched my booty. I don't know which order it was, but I was left with a pool of sweat around my ankles and a strange sense of satisfaction. So starting here, I'm going to go ahead and just sort by newest first, because time is of the essence. He eradicated the teaching of cursive writing throughout Midwest North America. Oh, hell no. At least 3 Canadian provinces. Are they doing that too? And a big chunk of Bangladesh. Did I get rid of Bangladesh, or did I get rid of cursive there? Cursive Bengali like writing would be batshit. In 1995, Plague Moth showed me a gory internet video and I was traumatized for life. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for anything that I've done, really, besides, become lackluster in convenience and content. He single-handedly used single-handed as an adverb as opposed to proper single-handedly. Do people do that? Good gravy. I hit my nipple clamps. I still have those on. They're not nipple clamps. I got them for the green screen, but here we are. Bro made fun of my gay pet beetles. Maybe you shouldn't have such a fucking collection of beetles. I love those though. I like people who I like little obscure pets, honestly. I think that's really cool. I can't wait until I can really start developing that end of my life again. He got us kicked out of the Thug Tug for being a goofy goober. What's the Thug Tug? I've heard of the Thug Shaker. I don't know what the Thug Tug is, and I don't know if I want to be invited. Maybe I do. Maybe that's my pathway right now. Moth ate my pet hamster and told me it tasted like chicken, because it did. only after I pulled it out of my ass. He read a Star Trek novel to me while I took a bath. Everything has a price. But honestly, that sounds suspiciously Pacific. Not specific, Pacific. In the ocean of wetness of the bath. Honestly, when I was reading that, I didn't expect, I expected somebody else to leave this comment. There's a few of you out there that I think, never mind. I don't know, I got some freaky Star Trek fans in the fan base too. Why not? I'll sit there cross-legged with a glass of wine, shifting it as I read. I would love that, not gonna lie. Moth poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and released a plague unto our houses. He did? No. But are we gonna stand there until he does? Literally the epitome of, like, quote-unquote calling out Plague Moth. The worst you guys could say, like anybody can really say, is that I'm an insensitive prick. And that's fine, because, I mean, I have a sensitive prick, so I'm compensating, right? I'm compensating for your loss of humor and balls. Plague Moth disappointed me by referring to a quote he used once by Dog as a throwback. Oh god, I did. I don't know. And also, have you seen him lately? He looks like he's been, like, fucking doing guts training with the Dragon Slayer, like lifting logs. That man's arms are cannons. Like, if he punches you, it has a loud, like, piston kickback for, like, an anti-artillery cannon. Like, holy shit. Knock your ass to Kingdom Come like Captain Falcon and then just be like, sup, devils? Then you're just gone. He promised a Goreflix and Chill Night, then forgot the maid costume. Man, I need a new one. That don't fit right, and it's hot. Like, I'm kind of looking for a Sailor Mars outfit at this point, and then there's some other stuff I kind of just... Some of you don't know about Maid Moth. You missed the whole thing. He blue balled me in a game of Jenga. How do you do that? Plague Moth put crumbs in all of your socks and lightly spritzed your underwear so they were just damp enough to be too damp to wear. I don't even have to do that manually. People's undies are getting wet no matter what. He told me to brush my teeth in an old Iceberg video. Are you? And are you flossing? That's arguably more important. You shouldn't, like, do that where one's more important than the other, but flossing and, like, come on. Your teeth aren't supposed to bleed when you brush. You know that, right? That's gingivitis that leads into gum disease. He stole Varg Vicernus from my basement. He was supposed to be my dinner. I tried to make him put out one more album. I was drunk. Forgive me. I tried one time, and he was all like, Odin. Like Odin. He got into the studio. I was like, Varg, what are you doing? Why are you dressed like Hitler? And he's like, Kanye told me to do it. Odin, 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 Odin. And he was like on the fucking turntables. It was kind of like Slipknot. I don't know. We almost got something. But ultimately, I decided to send him back. He is coming by standardized mail, so it's going to take a while. I did poke one hole in the box. I hope he didn't try to stuff it with, like, I don't know, like... Not like he knows what a condom is. I mean, just should not be reproducing. Fucking weirdo. He helped me cope with death-related trauma. Damn it. Plague Moth called me out because I didn't brush my hair today. He also dropped my tea bags to the ground. All two of them. And just wait till you see what I did next. Met Moth in my local Whole Foods last week. I said to hi to him and he roundhouse kicked me in the face. What a guy. You scared me. Plus, I just got done, you know, watching Roadhouse, so it was just like, Roadhouse. He stole my Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. That's on point. That's pretty much in character. Like, I can't, like, you want to activate the fat boy in me? It's you put shit like that in front of me. That and Taco Bell or, like, any kind of, like, oh, Jesus Christ, real Mexican food. Latinas. He stole my French fries and dipped them in his ketchup. Yeah, I'm going to claim that shit. And I'm not going to spray it all on there and eat that shit with my hands or a fork like some sort of person who does that. He gave my pet snail chocolate. Does that kill them? I wouldn't want to do that. This one's lying if it hurts the snail. I like snails. What does that do? Is that a SpongeBob reference? He took my chicken nuggets. Well, maybe you should have sauce with them. Only other person I seen do that was is Scrim on the spectrum? Autism boys. Plague Moth stole my abacus and used it to count out the face stomps. 23. There was about 23. We should crucify him. Can anybody pick a better one? Like a better thing to, I don't mean you, I mean like a better thing to try to like get mad at me about. I have said so much worse, so much funnier things. For shame. Plague Moth hurt my feelings so bad that I had to go down to the baking goods aisle, buy a jar of star-shaped cake sprinkles, and pour that shit in my mouth like booze from a flask. I actually did that though, and I'm not ashamed per se, but I wouldn't be eating that shit in public like that. I carry it in my purse like a psycho. No, I eat it in the bathtub, so maybe I am ashamed. And that's okay. It's okay to be ashamed of stuff because what the fuck are you doing, you know? Get it together. Anyway, that's what Moth did to me. I don't think I did that. I think somebody else did that. I think somebody else hurt. Who hurt you? He filled my fridge with nothing but blueberry milk as someone who's allergic to both milk and blueberries. Blueberry milk's so good. I had lavender blueberry milk once, and I'm like, I should not even be paying for this stupid shit. It's so delicious, though. Plague Moth got access to my Steam account and deleted almost 100% of my completed file of Lego City Undercover before I could finish it. Dude, they would kill me. There would be red lasers everywhere. There would be assassins at my place of residence. Like, you don't mess with Steam. Like, they'll kill your hacker and then get your account back after like sending them to like the CJNG. Like the CJNG probably runs Steam. I'm gonna be with how they handle things. Like they ain't got no ops. They run like Vaughn, like Prime Vaughn. Plague Moth stole my Furby in middle school and set it on fire in the parking lot in the middle of a pentagram. We had to appease. That's why we have long Furby and biblically accurate Furbies now. I was doing my job. Plague Moth dried up all the milk in my cows. Like a drought, I'm the coming of the end, bearer of plagues. Attempting to rob a man while looking hobo-ish with a black hoodie and black pants covering my face outside of hello, hold on a minute, self-report. Because I thought he stole my cousin's money from a self-checkout only to find my cousin yelling in my direction. There was a couple of cents and the guy running to his car, taking off in his car. First off, I may have been there, but that was your fault. That was a self-report. You can't do that to me just because I was out of the 7-Eleven. Robbed the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. I like art. Shoved a sock down my throat while I was sleeping. Well, it had some lint on it, but it wasn't a sock. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god. You snore loud. Chump. So all in all, these are great. I love this kind of stuff. I love this kind of input from the community. There was one that really stuck with me and made me want to do this, and it was from a long time ago, and someone was like, it was like this. They were like, I met Plague Moth in a convenience store one day, and I tried to say hello, but he only turned around and began to vomit a swarm of bees and wasps at me. And that image just has me going, with a bunch of bees coming out, and it's the funniest thing I have like ever thought about in my head in a long time. So thank you for that. But part of my inspiration for making this was a post from, you know, King Diddy pedo himself, who has this, like, clearly like, the dude literally has been proven to age sock accounts. I have over 30 of him copy-pasting, like, proof of that, too. The thing is, I don't want to limelight him just because he's a psycho and he wants drama. It's like, get over yourself. You were outed. You guys kind of got the edge during, you know, some mental health episodes of mine attacking my financial income and my family and copyright striking my channel and a bunch of other things. But, proof's still out there that you never want to address but fight against. So strange. But basically it just said, I used to be obsessed with Plague Moth, watching shock content. Like, basically, long story short, this is supposedly a child conveniently who is a fan of my content, and I made them get mentally institutionalized, and they almost kill people. And you know what I gotta say about that? Good. Your boy is a fan of Darwinism, and I believe in survival of the fittest. But however, I believe intelligence is something that's gained through wisdom, and that's a little different. And what wisdom has taught me is to see things like this and take it with a grain of salt, even if it were true, because are you fucking joking right now? It's always super convenient, but somehow always on, like, S+ rank evil. Always. Like, when I come up, it's like an appearance from the Akatsuki. It's so corny and stupid at this point that that's what I'm saying. But it inspired me to bring out the positive throughout the community, because this is nonsense. And then you got him on his alts and a couple of his friends. People he's actually, like if you go through their social media, which they just, like, have, it's really scary and alarming, weird stuff. And I like praising, like, child sex trafficking groups. There's people showing each other their poop. It's like a sea of mental illness in the worst way, and I don't mean that, like, in any kind of derogatory sense. It's just, like, a cause for concern. And the fact that the guy is the only member, admin, anybody, all of r/creepypasta is done by this one guy. And that is the hugest concentration of like children and horror community on Reddit. That's horrifying. That's the real problem that nobody wants to look at. If your child watches my content, you failed as a parent. If a child illegally accesses content via lying and using, whatever, like stolen credit cards, whatever, how it may be, that is not my responsibility as much as it is for any other site, per se, a gambling website, or even buying an M-rated game online. That is the responsibility of the person doing it and the parent. At almost 50 years old, you figure your moral grandstand would have more sense. But hey, these accusations, like I said, do not hold water without evidence, let alone just word of mouth of going, ooh, boogity who, I could be trusted. But a lot of people seen these things, and if you go to the description, you'll see a lot more gross things that will make it very, very clear as to why we witch hunt the good old Moth. And when you realize that all these hate videos come from the same friend group who have very egregious accusations with evidence against them, including a lot of illicit interactions with minors, it becomes how do I put this? It becomes abundantly clear as to what started to happen and the, assassination of a character and narrative that begins to spin. But I digress. This was a fun video. I just wanted to do that tidbit of thing and just kind of say my 2 cents on that. And that's the best anybody's probably gonna get about a drama bit of this. Because honestly, all I'm doing is growing and no one cares. And I don't care. It's hilarious to me to see people like compare me and talk about like Wendigoon, like we're in the same spectrum of thing. I'm glad he's successful and stuff, but Wendigoon's videos suck ass and his content is like pussy fodder. It's Redditor, like curated, like the kind of shit you see on YouTube stories, except like way less researched. And the fact that he's got a team going, that's my criticism. That's fair criticism. Just like people say, hey, I'm the bad gore guy. Cool, fair criticism. Get over it. I don't care about all these other creators. I don't care about some ordinary gamers. I don't care about all that shit. I'm not reaching to be like these people because I don't have weird parasocial delusions like these fucking people. And guess what? I would never turn a blind eye to pedophilia or other disgusting illicit activity for money like a lot of these people would and have. I wouldn't befriend people who are in those circles, involved in those kinds of things either. Just to say, well, they're not me. That's where my moral compass goes, and that's where I morally grandstand. And that's where a lot of people aren't really looking at. And I don't care, because I'm not the keeper of everybody. I'm the gore god, and I'm going to do what I need to do best. I'm going to make this kind of content. I'm going to do my own thing, and I'm going to grow and grow and grow like the plague I am until my family's happy and I'm happy and the world has a good understanding of the darkness within. So if you like content like that, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified when I post a new video or my community post. Check out my premium content, chat with me daily in the Discord, all that good stuff. I love you all dearly. And remember, if it bleeds, it leads.